ago set where society would go to, we don't follow them anymore, with good reason. And there's a few reasons.
Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready?
Premature.
Now let's try that again. Are we ready?
Yes.
And go.
We're off and racing. The reason we don't listen to them is the rules of life changed, and they simply didn't keep up with it. Now, 20, 30 years ago, if you wanted to be successful in life, it was simple. Go to uni, get a good mark, get a job, work for the man your whole life, work your way up through the ranks before you got the job of the CEO and then left a rich person. Now it's all different. We're told to follow our dreams, do what we like, and why wouldn't you? You're at work for a very long time. The other thing that's happened is anyone who was born post, mid-1990s has never known a time where you couldn't vote someone off TV. Now let's think about this. When in the 70s and 80s, if you wanted to watch something on TV, you watched it when somebody else told you to. You then followed the characters who are on there that the man wanted us to watch. Now, people can sit down and say, I don't want to follow you, you're off. And that is the attitude that's being brought into the workplace. If you want to survive in a TV show, you have to be worth getting the votes to stay in. The third thing that's happened is everyone has a voice. 10 years ago, if you wanted to broadcast your thoughts to the world, you had to pay hundreds of millions of dollars for a TV license. Now, your TV, your phone, can broadcast to the world. And everyone can listen. The people in the audience can choose who they listen to. The question is, will the people coming into your organisation choose to listen to you? Will they choose to vote you off and either stay and collect the pay packet or leave? It's about being seen as a leader worth following. Leadership can be looked at from two perspectives. The first is you. Do you see yourself as a leader? Yes or no? What this comes down to is, do you have the confidence, the knowledge, the ability to step up and say, yes, the future is in this direction, I'm going there, if you want to be part of it, you've got to follow me. The second is the audience. Do they see you as a leader? Yes or no? And this comes down to, is there a connection? Is there an alignment of ideas? Is there the going on the same journey? And it's binary. If your audience, your staff, your marketplace, whoever, see you as a leader, and you carry yourself as a leader, they will perceive you as a leader. It's a case of I'm in the audience saying, I don't want to be up the front, I don't want to be making tough decisions, somebody else can do that. And you say, hey, I'm somebody else. I love being up the front, I love making tough decisions. It's a match made in heaven. If you're not here, you have problems. If the audience, your staff, see the person in charge as a leader, but that person doesn't carry themselves as a leader, they're perceived as an imposter. It's the team leader who's been promoted from within and says, hey team, I know I'm in charge, but where do you want to go? I'll take you there. Where it's the salesperson who goes in and calls on the customer and says, well, what do you want to buy? I'll help you get it. The audience says, no, I'm looking for a leader. You're not giving it to me. And you get a disconnect. And they start looking elsewhere. Where you have real problems is where the audience doesn't see the person in charge as a leader. When they don't see the person in charge as a leader, but that person thinks they're a leader, they're perceived as the enemy. They're the motivational speaker who comes out after lunch and says, hey, we're having a great time, let's do some star jumps. And the audience goes, no, you're an idiot. It's the manager who says everything's going to be right from now. Why? Because I said so. You get big time pushback. It's the most dangerous place for anyone of any generation to be. The final spot is where no one sees the person in charge as a leader. They're simply perceived as a loser. I don't want to listen to the message you don't want to give me. The loser has to deal with disengagement. The audience is disengaged. No one's listening, but that's not a problem because no one's talking. The enemy has to deal with disinterest. that person could be giving out next week's lotto numbers, but I don't care because they're an idiot. The imposter has to deal with disillusionment. I want you to lead me. Please step up and lead me. You're not going to, I'm going to go elsewhere. If you're not going to lead me, I'll take over. It's only the leader who gets engagement. And what does engagement give you? The first thing engagement gives you is influence. The only reason you want to be in charge is so you can influence people to do things your way. When you influence, you sell more. Now that can be commercial, someone gives you an order number, or it can be ideological, people buy your way of doing things. And when you sell more, something wonderful happens. We're all searching for it. We all get a smile on our face. Why? You get that because you're doing the job that you need to be doing and it's working well. The people you report to, they're happy because you're doing your job. And your audience, they're happy because they're getting the leadership they require. This is all about trust. Do I trust the person at the front of the room? Do they have my best interests at heart, or are they going to do me over? This is all about belief. Am I good enough? What if someone comes in with a new idea and they show me up to be not as good as I am? I can't keep up with all these changes that do more with less, job expansion, and holy moly, how do I actually do this job and manage people who have got a bit of defence? Just do it my way. That's never going to work anymore. Do you see yourself, do you have the belief to be in charge? Now I've been working with leaders in leadership and many different forms of communication on where do you see yourself? And what I know is that about 95% of the people that I work with hold themselves there. Does that resonate with anyone? You want to be here, but you're afraid you're going to end up over here. No one's going to like you, so I'll just stay where I am and I'll just deal with the devil that I've got. Well, the good news is that if moving from here to here is all about belief, then it's all up to you. The bad news is if moving from here to here is all about belief, then it's up to you. It's a double-edged sword. So how do you get there? There's three things to focus on. The first is the leader. Be someone worth following. If you're not worth following, why should I get out of bed and come to work and do as you say? It's just that simple. The second is the follower. What's going on in their world? How do they operate? What values do they hold strong? Now, it's not a case of are their values right or wrong. It's how are you adapting to them. It's not all a one-way street, but you have to meet your audience before they will meet you. And then the third part is the mission. Where are you going? What are you doing? How does it resonate with you? Because the leader who understands the follower connects. It's about the head, the heart, the hands. Why would I give you my discretionary effort at work? You want me to stay back and do a bit of extra work? I've actually got to see you and your project is worth going in for. If you don't connect with me, I'm leaving at 5:05. At 5 o'clock. The leader who is aligned to the mission is authentic. We've all seen that politician on TV. They're lying. They know they're lying. We know they're lying. They know we know they're lying, but they still keep lying anyway. And we get to the end, we turn the TV off and say, not worth it, moving on. Because they're not authentic. That's why we've disengaged with all of the leaders across all political parties, because they're simply not aligned to something that is of value to us. When the mission is aligned to the followers, you become relevant. You sell a currency that the audience wants to buy. It's not what I want, it's actually about what I want wrapped the way the audience wants it. This, when the leader understands the follower's mission, you connect in a relevant and authentic way. And that is where alignment sits. We're all aligned to the one message, in the one direction, and more importantly, to the one leader. Any questions on that? It is actually.
What about encouraging leadership at all levels? I mean, this is very centric on the leader as the one. What about actually building that skill throughout the organisation?
Every person is a leader within their role. Okay? Most people have a job description that allows them to do that. Most staff will operate just in that area there, and then they will say, oh, can I do that? And you go, that's part of your bloody job description, just do it. Or they will go, I'm going to make a decision over here. And you go, no, it's not your job. You need to lead within all those areas. And what that comes down to is encouraging, and it means you need to let them have controlled failure. You need half of the projects that you give your staff or team to fail. You don't need them to fail, you've just got to expect them to fail. Richard Branson, he's got hundreds of successful businesses all around the world. You know how many he's launched? Thousands. And you know what he did with the ones that, who was mentioned earlier today? Fleming. Failure and learning. That's what it's about. We all work with imposters. The way you move from imposter to there is developing the belief, and you get belief through failing and learning so you can move on.
You run Donald Trump through your theory.
Through this?
Yeah.
Well, this is, first of all, this is a perception model, so everybody is right. It's how you perceive that person. My perception is he sees himself as a leader. My perception is not many other people do. So that will put him in the enemy. That's where I would put him. If this resonates with you, come and give me your business card and I'll send you a paper that explains this in greater detail that I can go through in 20 minutes here. And we can open a conversation on how you can help build your team, your next generation, and yourself. From, my goodness, I'm an imposter, to I'm comfortable with the next generation coming through, and I'm comfortable with them bringing in their fresh ideas. Because the people who push back are those that think they've got something to lose. The leaders know that when other people bring their ideas, it builds them up.
That's good. No, I love your theory. How do you capture politics within that? Politics as in the office politics and
office politics
and all that.
Yeah, okay, so not the political, not the government.
No.
How do you capture politics in that? You don't. It's not really a tool for capturing politics. It's a tool for looking at that person.
Yeah.
How are they reacting? There's a whole diagnostic tool that sits behind this for looking at individuals and going, okay, they're going through this, they're having this problem. As their manager, I need to work on these three things because they're being seen as the enemy, which is all about building trust. Or I promoted that person from within, but they failed to fire. Okay, so it's about their controlled failure to let them learn so they can then build up their experience and succeed. Because no one can get to the top without failing. And if people aren't willing to fail, they're never going to move out of here. The perfectionist is just someone who's not willing to fail. And that we wear it as a badge of honour. I'm a perfectionist, which means I don't shit my heart.
What is the possibility of moving back from being an enemy to a leader, and how long does that normally take?
How long does it take? Not yay long. It all depends on what has got you to here. in the world of selling, most salespeople go in and they start here, okay? They either remain there or they get pushed down to here. And the reason for that is no salesperson has ever got in front of a customer that the customer didn't see value in having that meeting. No one gets to 2 o'clock and goes, oh, my diary's empty, got nothing to do, let's see some dead reps. You only get in front, everyone's diary is so tight, you only get in front of someone who sees you as a leader. You then have to destroy the trust to be put into here. So how long does it take to rebuild? It all depends on what it is you did to slaughter the trust. The CEO who comes in and wipes out half the staff after saying no one's going to lose their job might take them 5 years to build that trust back up. Politicians who say one thing prior to the election and another thing the day after, they may never get that trust back.
This diagram works really well for
minutes,
leading
5 minutes.
style of
Yep.
leadership. How do you do that when you're doing a leading from behind style of leadership?
What do you mean by leading from behind style of leadership? Are you talking about leader as coach? Well, it's exactly how it operates. I'm giving you an opportunity to run off and do a project, come back in a week's time, give me an progress update if it fails. If you think it's going to fail, let me know so we can minimise loss. It is whether you see the people below you. This is not, there can be imposters, and I've worked for plenty of them in my career, who are the heads of, and they're surrounded by leaders. They don't like the imposter they're working for, but they're just doing their own job for their own benefit. When you're the leader, it's about identifying those that work for you, where they sit. They could sit in any one of these 4 quadrants, and then going through the diagnostic and the program that sits behind it to lift them up. Does that help? Any other questions? Yes?
What are your key elements to building trust to move across this axis here?
Yep. It comes down to the connection, the openness and the honesty. That's what it comes down to. That's what trust is built on. You know, can I look you in the eye, turn my BS detector on and say, yeah, I trust you. And then there's a whole series that sits behind that. But it's about the openness. How many people have information in their organisation and then let it down on a trickle-down method? Which is wrong. If you employ someone in your organisation to help drive that organisation, they have to have access to all the information. Cricket, Mitchell Starc is going down to bowl in the Ashes. Michael Clark, who was the captain at the time, says, come down and I want you to get him out. Who's batting? Not going to tell you. What's the score? Not going to tell you. What's the pitch like? Not going to tell you, just bowl. He can't do it because he doesn't know what conditions he's facing. To say to someone, you're in my organisation, you must do this, without telling them why, there's no way that they can actually make the right decision. And what happens when we don't have information, we make it up. MH370, the jet that went missing. Within 5 days, there were a million conspiracy theories as to what actually happened. And we can't prove any of them wrong because we don't know. We fill in the information that we're missing. That's what we humans do. We can't handle, avoid. If you don't share information, if you don't have the openness and honesty within your organisation, people will make up information based purely on their level of paranoia. So give them the truth and you'll build the trust.
If I don't know that, and then if you've got somebody in that loser, disengaged category and you're a leader, what sort of thinking goes through your mind in terms of
Performance management.
Yeah, performance management or out of the organisation.
Well, performance manage them out or performance manage them up.
Yeah.
What it comes through. Because they don't want to be there. They don't even see themselves as a leader.
And they may even be in the wrong spot.
Yeah, it might be. You're on the right path, just in the wrong spot.
Yep.
That happens a lot with technicians, people who are just like super smart at, say, road design.
Yep.
And all of a sudden you get promoted because you're really good at what you do. We're going to promote you out of it into a field where you're no good managing people, and then judge you on your quality to do that. You know, fish are pretty good, but if you judge it by its ability to climb a tree, you're going to be rated as stupid. If you want some more information on this, please come and give me your card, and I'm happy to send you a paper on this so you can have greater detail on how this works and how you can implement it in your organisation. Thank you for your time. 12:30. I think it's now lunchtime.
Well done.
Thank you.